Isabella O'Connor didn't play a lot her freshman year, but when she stepped on the field for the Florida lacrosse program this spring, fans got a preview of her skill set. The Massachusetts native and high school Under Armour All-American is a gifted goal scorer at attack and a bulldog of a defender. But what many don't know, she's fought more battles than most. At 15 years old, Bella lost her mother to breast cancer. The teenager took on the responsibility of keeping her family afloat logistically and emotionally. For Bella, the lacrosse field was her escape. Her journey from Plymouth to Gainesville is one that, just like her mother, she won't ever forget.
She would have loved it down here. She would have loved my team. She would have loved the coaches. She would have loved the parents. She would have loved being decked out in Gator gear, sitting on the sidelines. And I think that's also another reason why I love this place so much, because I know she would have loved it.
Bella O'Connor is a rising sophomore and promising young talent on one of the nation's best collegiate women's lacrosse teams.
As Bella O'Connor shoots and scores to make it 8-4.
As a high school junior, she helped lead Notre Dame Academy to the Massachusetts Division I state championship. Her career earned her All-American and All-Scholastic nods, 3 times for both.
Bella was just really special. I mean, you could tell the minute you saw her play. She's just so competitive. She had confidence, she had grit, she had grind, she had heart. She had everything that we were looking for in a student athlete.
Bella comes from a family full of athletes. Her brother was a Division III national champion wrestler for the United States Merchant Marine Academy. Her father was a high school football star, and her mother ran track in high school. To many, Bella is very much her mother's daughter.
When I say things, I'm like, whoa, I sound like my mom. And when I do things, I can't watch someone do something and not be able to do it. I'm like, oh my God, let me do it. Just let me do it. And that's exactly how she was. And I think people tell me I look like her, but I don't see it. Maybe it's just because I'm blonde and she's black hair, but I wish I could see it, because she's freaking gorgeous. I'm like, I look like her. But yeah, I definitely see my mom in what I do.
In 2008, Caroline O'Connor found a lump and was diagnosed with breast cancer. She and husband John quickly delivered the news to Bella and her brother Vincent.
I heard about people having cancer all the time. I was like, oh, people survive that all the time. It's not a big deal. Cancer doesn't know what it's getting itself into with my mom.
At just 13 years old, Bella was instrumental in caring for her mother. She'd help change her bandages, help her shower, make dinner for the family, and clean up around the house, all before getting to her homework.
Her mother had, really dark hair, very Italian looking, dark hair, dark eyes, and and both the kids have lighter hair and blue eyes. And she always said, none of my kids can look like me. And it says they got older, they just started taking on that appearance. They had muscular bodies and the same, the same nose, the same eyes, the same cheekbones, and the same attitude. Go after life. Life's waiting at your doorstep. Open the door and go get it.
Caroline began chemotherapy shortly after the cancer, then stage 1, was discovered and had the lump removed. For a time, things seemed to normalize, but a year later the cancer had returned and metastasized. The family was forced to watch as Caroline's level of activity rapidly diminished.
Working out for my mom was her getaway. It was when she was stressed out from work, she would go and work out. She would run as far as she could, and she used to run for miles and miles every day. But then it started going from 7 miles to 4 miles to 3 miles, and then me and her would walk. We'd go for walks.
She said if I could do one more thing, it would be just to go for a run down by the ocean, just to work out. Not to go somewhere to, a bucket list or anything like that. I just want to run. I want to be outside, moving, running, and I'd give anything to have that back.
She never did get that last run. On December 17th, 2010, at the age of 46, Caroline O'Connor passed away.
And my dad and my brother didn't really take it well at all. And so it was really hard for me because I had to be the rock. I had to be the pace that held them together. I would come from my brother, I'd come from my dad, I'd cook dinner, I'd clean.
You get mad, you go through all the emotions, where sometimes you're at the end of your rope. And then that one comes strolling in the door, and it's like, how can I be down on something or depressed about, anything? Yeah, she was more than my rock. She was my rock, and she was my world. She was.
Bella turned her focus toward making the varsity lacrosse team as a freshman at Notre Dame Academy, a dream of her mother's.
It was definitely my escape. I mean, whenever I was having a problem with her, or I was having a harder day than another, I would just go out and run extra hard and play extra hard, I mean, granted I would break down after, but I mean it helped me get everything I needed to get out with the healthy way.
It certainly is an outlet when, when tragedy strikes, or even, it's just an outlet when things are going bad that day. I mean, you can, step away from what's happening and leave it at the door, get in the locker room, get your uniform on, and then go out and just, play lacrosse.
That March, Bella achieved something Caroline always knew was a foregone conclusion.
It was kind of hard because I wish she could have seen, the one thing she wanted for me was to make varsity lacrosse in high school my freshman year and play and start, and I did, and she didn't get to see that, unfortunately.
Lacrosse was an outlet for both of us. It got me out of the house, it got me to talk to some really good people.
When my mom passed away, my dad took it really hard, and my dad would try not to sit there and sulk, but I think lacrosse definitely got him out, and it was an escape for him to be like, all right, this is something that I knew Caroline loved. It's good for Isabella, it's good for me. It's something that she loves to do, and it's something that I love watching her do.
Over the next 4 years, John would watch as Bella played her way from Notre Dame Academy to national prospect to the University of Florida and head coach Amanda O'Leary.
We knew when we were recruiting her that unfortunately her mother had passed. That sort of was also a trigger for us that she had gone through this adversity and triumphed.
Annually, the women's athletic programs at Florida host a Link to Pink game, designed by the university to raise breast cancer awareness. On February 14th, in their third game of the season, Florida Lacrosse hosted Michigan in their Link to Pink match. In front of her father and brother, Bella scored a career-high 3 goals.
I think it was my mom. I think my mom was like, push over Bella, I'm playing this game, screw you, I'm gonna score some goals. It was an outer body experience, it was amazing.
You could tell she was playing for something far more than just, herself. I mean, she was playing for her mom.
Florida beat Michigan 21-0. It was the only shutout the Gators recorded all season. In many ways, Bella is every bit the embodiment of her mother, even if she doesn't always see it.
She was a bubbly, crazy, passionate, caring, athletic, funny, hardworking person. Of course, this gets me teary-eyed just explaining it. I can't even describe her. She's amazing. And I still can't believe she's gone. I don't know how she did it. Throughout the whole time, she managed to stay happy and stay positive, and it, to this day, awes me, and I didn't get her strength. I mean, that's what pushes me every day.
It carried her through her mother's 2-year bout with breast cancer. It carried her family when Caroline passed away. It carried her onto the field as a high school freshman and led her to Florida. And it hasn't disappeared in Gainesville either.
Here we go, Gators!
She is worldly beyond her years. When all of this happened, I felt like, from what they've told me, that she was the rock in the family, that everybody looked to her to hold it together. And I think that she kind of has become that rock for our team as well. When there's when there's questions to be had, when there's problems that arise, I think they're looking to Bella for the answer.
If someone asked me, would you quit lacrosse for your mother to be here? I would, which was the hardest thing in the world for me to do, I would do it. But granted, that's not what happened, and she did pass away, and I'm here now. I am absolutely thankful for everything that has happened, from my hardships that I've had to my everything I've excelled in, to the things I've failed at, and how I handle it. I would not be the same person that I am, and I'm thankful for the person that I am and how I can handle things.
So far from home with demanding work schedules, John and Vincent do their best to make as many of Bella's games as they can. But even when they can't make it, they know someone's watching.
Her mother has the best seat right in her heart, so she's there for everything. She's got the best seat in the house.
When asked to speculate about Bella's college career, head coach Amanda O'Leary cited her ability to lift her peers as a tremendous teammate, before simply stating her future is bright.